John in Georgia. Hi, John. What's on your mind today?
Good morning, gentlemen. With that being said, Dan, if you all, and I want to go around the horn here, if you all, boom, you're all millionaires, would you want to own the Yankees, the Lakers, we'll just call the Florida Panthers and Yankees, who am I missing? Oh, and the Dallas Cowboys. Round the horn, who would you pick to own?
Well, first of all, John, we have to be billionaires, not millionaires. So we'll start there. Yeah, I got to be a billionaire. All right. He gave us 4 choices. So I guess the best teams or whatever it might be, Florida just winning the Stanley Cup. Todd, you can own Yankees. You can own Cowboys. You can own Lakers. You can own the Florida Panthers.
Being that NFL is so king, I'm going to go Dallas Cowboys, and that's pretty much my main reason for making that pick.
Seton?
I would do the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
I love California. I love Los Angeles. And that is, just a cultural epicenter for the world. Heck yeah.
Marvin?
The Lakers. The only place you'll find Leo DiCaprio is at a Lakers game. The stars go see the Lakers.
Okay, I don't know if I'd buy the Lakers just so Leo can come watch the Lakers.
But I said the stars afterwards.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Okay.
You always have star power no matter what.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Paul?
If it was a different baseball team, I'd go baseball just because of the amount of games. I couldn't pass on owning the Lakers, which brings us back to today. I couldn't pass on that.
I would say the Cowboys because they haven't been good, but they're still so powerful. That branding is so powerful. And I don't know if that ever wears off. It's been 30 years. That's a long, long drought. But the Cowboys still resonate. Yeah, Paulie.
So going back to that, Jerry Jones is not selling the Cowboys. It doesn't appear to be selling the Cowboys. But as a businessman, shouldn't he? Based off what we've seen the past 5 years?
His ego won't allow it.
Exactly.
No.
His image is the Cowboys.
But what is he getting that he doesn't already have?
Right.
If I give him $12 billion for the Cowboys, what happens?
That's why I don't understand what Mark Cuban did, because I know he has other things and he's been on shows and he's very, very famous. But his identity as a Mavs owner.
There's a bigger play going on with the Mavs. They're trying to get gambling there and, and maybe Mark just thought, you know what, I've won my championship. Great. Now I move on. He's moving on from Shark Tank. Maybe. You don't know what the motivation is for somebody, but money probably is not the motivation because I don't know if there's anything that Jerry Jones can get by selling that team that he doesn't already have. But he does lose something, and that is being relevant. Yes, Eden.
The Lakers have been, not even relevant, but maybe even dominant for 70 years. You can go back to Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Right? And if you just look at, some of the players that you had George Mikan, and then you go through to the 60s and you have Elgin Baylor and Jerry West, right? You could go decade by decade, and they were always, it's insulting to just say relevant. That's a long time.
But the Cowboys haven't done anything in 30 years, and their brand has grown, which is, how does that happen? They lead sport. Anything that can happen in the, Brian Schottenheimer is going to talk about his dad. Let's have that story on SportsCenter. Dak talks about his legacy. SportsCenter is going to lead with that. Constant. The Cowboys. Now, might not be great TV, but still, that branding for a team that a franchise hasn't won in over 30 years. The Lakers have been successful. The Yankees have been successful. The Celtics have been successful. The Notre Dame has played a national title game. Duke has won championships. Who has a brand that stays strong, if not stronger, and they haven't won in a generation? They haven't won. Yeah, Pauline.
I think the comp for the Cowboys in the NBA is the Knicks. How many NBA finals have they been to? But they sell out for decades.
Yeah.
And if they're even close to relevant,
but they're not a global brand. That's New York. They're not beloved outside of New York. Nobody goes, man, unless you're a transplant, you're living in Florida, But Cowboy fans are all over. Knick fans? No. I mean, powerful in Manhattan, well, in the 5 boroughs, but that's not a national. I mean, it's known, but it's not a powerful brand in L.A. or, in Portland or in Texas or any, it's just not. But the Cowboys are all over. They're omnipresent. Yes,
they are. The Cowboys are probably the lone global NFL brand.
Yeah.
The NFL really, as shocking as it is not a big sport worldwide. It's really not. But the Cowboys are certainly the one standout that are known across the world. I think a lot of that has to do, though, with their popularity and remaining so relevant has to do just with Jerry Jones. And not just because he is such a character, but because, he's one of, 3 people that actually runs the entire league. Right? He has his business interests with the NFL aren't just with the Cowboys. He owns all the concessions. He owns the hospitality that everybody uses. He owns all of that stuff. I think that his control and sort of really ownership over the whole league to some extent is also what helps propel and keep the Cowboys relevant.
Well, he's always in front of a microphone, too. And he's always doing something that may be counterproductive, maybe ego-driven. But of all the owners, nobody is out there more than he is. So when a fan base says, boy, I wish ownership, like I wanted the Knicks ownership to get in front of a microphone and tell me why you fired Tom Thibodeau. Or what is your plans? Or what are your plans coming up here? By the way, they still don't have a head coach there.